Good day mga Kabayan Techers! This is your The Kabayan Tech. Today we're going to answer some Q&A. First comment from one of our subscribers is he's asking about why do we need to do a copy of the JC home button serial number using JCB1S. Based on my experience, copying the serial number will make the replacement button a bit stable. It's because it's reading it that as if it's the original part. Though the Touch ID will not work, at least some of the response, like when you press on it, double tap, long press, it will respond. You will also notice that I had another video that did the home button flex cable, comparing only to the procedure of just replacing the home button. Using them in combo will make the response at least 95% accurate. Again, Touch ID will not work. Even if you tried copying it using JCB1S, you are just copying the serial number. But on the chip of the home button, there is a firmware inside that chip at the back of the button that pairs up to the main board. There are other videos that they slice up the cable and retain the original home button. But again, if you're really good with micro soldering, that would be a best option for you to try. If it's your own phone, then you could play around with it. But if it's the customer's phone, you could try, but it's not really that economical because you're going to spend more time on doing the soldering rather than doing other repairs. Try to be straightforward with your customers that if you're going to replace the home button, Touch ID will not work. If you want Touch ID to work, then you have to go to Big A and have the full screen replaced. And at that point, if you have a 6S, 7, or even an 8, the cost is more than the actual cost of the phone. I have one comment here if you want to read it. I'm okay. I do accept whatever criticisms you're going to put in. There are some videos that I did on how to copy True Tone from an original screen, broken or not broken, to a replacement screen. You might notice that there is no True Tone installed on this phone, so probably the owner had the screen replaced through a third party that didn't transfer the True Tone function. So I have connected a cable here from JCB1S going to this, and then I'm going to click on Trust. Once I trust it, okay, it will read the serial number of the device. Here it ends with RN2A. Okay, I'm going to use two screens here. The first one is I got from AliExpress. So this I'm actually going to return because I didn't have a really good experience with it because I cannot transfer the True Tone, and I thought I was doing something wrong, but it's actually the screen. Let's plug this one in, and then when you're going to click on the restore, you might notice that it will say write data completion and it will not do anything. And even if I take out this one, take out the cables, take out the cable here, and quit this one, when I put in the screen here, it will not show up any serial number. Let me grab like a broken screen for an iPhone 8 that has a screen serial number, and then let's transfer it out. This is a screen from a previous repair, and we're going to copy the True Tone or the serial number using JCB1S. Okay, so you might notice there is serial number in here. I'm going to read it. It's going to read that one and save it to the JCB1S. Then I'm going to use the one that I purchased from AliExpress and connect it here. Okay, it shows no serial number. I'm going to write it and click on yes. You might notice it goes really fast and it says write data completion, but nothing goes out. Okay, so that's the problem with like really cheap screens when it comes to iPhone 7 and 8. The actual chip itself only holds, and they pre-program it already when it comes to like brightness and stuff. So if I'm going to do this procedure all over again and use a different screen, okay, so I'm going to read it. Okay, then I'm going to use another supplier's iPhone 8 screen. So here, the end number for this one, if you can see it, is HGS2A. Okay, so I'm going to put in this part. You might notice there is no serial number, but I'm going to try to write it and then click on yes. You will see that the writing is a little bit slower. that I have successfully copied it, and it says HGS2A. Okay, so before you're just ask questions, and before you accuse of anybody, because I'm not selling anything here. And in the first place, I do welcome that comment, but just because you cannot perform it, it is necessarily now a scam, and it's not that way. Okay, so another comment here is, can I write another serial number to an already written screen? So for example, this one that starts with HGS2A, and I'm going to read this screen and transfer it to that screen. Let's do that. You could actually do it. Okay? So, because the chip is rewritable. Okay? So this will read the serial number of the phone when it comes to the True Tone. Okay? So since we don't have the True Tone on the screen, it wasn't written. So we have to get the True Tone record or the serial number from the actual board. And then you might notice this ends with CTR N2A, if you can read it. Okay? And then when I'm going to do the restore function of this screen, I'm going to, this is the screen that we have written a different serial number. Okay. Okay. And then we're going to restore it. And it's going to write that data to this screen again. And everything is written. So that question in regards to, can you rewrite a serial number from one serial number of a different screen to another? Probably because either you pulled an original screen from a non-working phone, you could actually rewrite it using the JCV1S. So I hope I answered some of your questions here, and I do thank you for writing those comments. And again, if you have any other concerns, questions, or suggestions, or videos that you want me to do, just write them down below. Click on the subscribe and click the bell button so you will know if we have fresh contents. Thank you very much, and have a good day.